Eagles come in, a great organization, great team. It's definitely going to be a good measuring stick for us. I did hear you guys have a football game later on. Football game, media football game. I'll be out there, and I'll write some articles about you guys. Just stay on your feet. No tackling. No tackling. All right, fire away.
What are you looking for from your offense today?
I'm looking, well, for the whole team, just to be out here and compete. I mean, I've been saying it since day one. That's our job, and see who can really play. And another opportunity for us to wear the same color and go against another team. It doesn't get any better than that.
Jerod, you said you had a conversation with Kendrick Bourne after it popped up in trade rumors last week. Have you had a conversation with Judon since he popped up in a rumor yesterday?
We don't really operate in rumors like that. The conversations that I have with those players are pretty private. What I will say is that Judon's done a great job in the meeting room and done everything that we've asked. He's meeting all the expectations.
Jerod, do you have any update on Hunter Henry? We know he was injured on Sunday and he wasn't out here yesterday.
Yeah, no update really to give you guys. He won't practice today, if you want to know that. But when he's ready to go, he'll be out there playing.
Do you anticipate it's going to be long term, or do
I
you?
don't anticipate it to be very long.
Jerod, what's your relationship with Coach Sirianni like, and how have you guys worked together to, I guess, script or manage?
Yeah, I mean, we have a good relationship. Every time we see each other, we have good conversations. And even yesterday, we had their whole staff here, and just how we wanted to practice, went through the script and things like that. I would say our staffs are on the same page. And again, he's done it. This is my first time, and so he had some advice about that. But I appreciate the relationship.
Is there going to be enough snaps for all four quarterbacks out here today?
We'll see. We'll see. Obviously the first two will get a significant amount of the snaps. We got to get ready to play some real football. And, look, we're approaching today like a game. Like, we're not tackling to the ground, but at the same time, those guys, look, we're going to put our best out there and see how they operate.
So how much, film study or scheme goes into a day like today?
Not a lot. Really, it's not about anyone else. It's about us. As far as, we talk about fundamentals and knowing what to do and knowing how to do it. Those are important things. We didn't have a big scouting report for the Eagles. What we do know is, they're a good football team, and the expectations for that team are pretty high compared to where our expectations are from the outside looking in are. So we'll see what happens.
Jerod, I understand it's different players, different years, different schemes and all that, but in your experience, how long does it take a quarterback to learn how to play with an offensive line, to kind of partner up?
I would say they're all individual circumstances. Some quarterbacks probably can just go in right now and it doesn't really matter who's up front. And then you have other quarterbacks that need that time. So I don't think it's like a magic number.
How would you describe Drake May, the preseason and training camp that he's had to this point?
Yeah, he's been steady. I think if I was to say one word, it's steady. He's always in the building, always studying. He's out here trying to get better each and every day. And he'll get more reps this week, if that's the question. If that's the underlying question, he'll get more reps this week, believe me.
The opener for him, just getting, calling plays in the huddle, just handing the football at the basics, getting that under his belt.
Yeah, it was huge. And I would also say when he wasn't in the game, he was still listening to the calls, still taking those mental reps, which are very important. I always talk to all the players, if you're not in there, you should be getting mental reps and going through the checks in your head, and he definitely did that.
Knowing the game is 2 days from now, but today's a chance to obviously see a lot of things. How do you keep the guys understanding that this is an exercise to sort of go out there, but maybe not take it too far against the other team?
Well, taking it too far means what? Like, we're going to come out here today and treat it like a game besides tackling. And so we're going to go out here and try to play with good fundamentals. We'll wrap guys up. Look, we're not taking them to the ground, but we'll thud up. The receivers know, the running backs know. Look, we're going to protect the ball. We're going to go out there and try to find space. So we're approaching this like a game. I think you have to, especially when you have a good team like the Eagles in town.
Jacoby said about a week or so ago, we need to button down the things that don't require talent. Yesterday we saw a couple laps. We saw some guys jumping offside. You had a little meeting there.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you're progressing as a group on that front?
I think it's going well. That was the first truly sloppy practice in my opinion. I think the guys knew that, and I think that's a huge part of it. Like, when you're messing up. If you don't know you're messing up and you're messing up, that's a huge problem. So they took to the coaching, but once again, like the pre-snap things, the things that you can control, like we have to clean that stuff up before we get to week one.
So when it comes to figuring out who your best five are on the offensive line, how important are the one-on-ones that you guys have to evaluate those guys?
They're very important. But in saying that, like, we've all seen offensive linemen who, during one-on-ones, they stink, but once you put them in the group, they're a vital piece of the puzzle. And it's been that way for a long time around here, at least. As a unit, you always want to evaluate those guys. I would say if you had to weight it, it's more weighted towards the group than it is the individual performance. Not saying that one-on-ones aren't important, but those guys have to work hand in hand.
Jerod, you went through your first big chunk of camp
here,
Sorry.
your first as head coach. How would you evaluate